The first tremble you feel in your legs, the sudden lack of power when you stand, this is not merely a sign of aging, it is a profound signal from your body that the foundation has been neglected. It is an invitation to listen before the structure gives way entirely. Most people will treat this as a simple problem to be fixed. 99% will miss the last part, where we connect the physical fuel to the clarity of the mind, and so they will continue to feed the body but starve the spirit, never understanding why true, unshakable strength eludes them. Inner foundation. We speak today of legs that fail, but what are we truly speaking of? Is it only the flesh, the muscle, the bone, or is it something deeper? The legs are our connection to the earth. They are our foundation, our stability. They are the pillars that carry the temple of our body, and within that temple resides the awareness, the consciousness that we call I. So when the foundation begins to shake, it is a warning that the entire structure is at risk. It is a call to not just repair the pillars, but to understand why they have weakened in the first place. We live in a time of abundant information. You can find lists everywhere of what you should do, what you should eat, how you should train. But information is not wisdom. Information is the blueprint, but wisdom is the understanding of the principles behind the blueprint. A person can have the most detailed map in the world, but if they do not understand how to read the terrain, how to feel the direction of the wind, the map is useless. It is a piece of paper. The true work begins not with changing what is on your plate, but with changing the mindset with which you approach the plate. Why do you eat? Is it simply to satisfy a craving, to silence the noise of hunger, to pass the time? Or is it a conscious act of nourishment, an act of providing your own structure with the highest quality materials available? Imagine you are building a house that you must live in for the rest of your life. Would you seek out the cheapest, most convenient materials, wood that is rotting, bricks that are crumbling, or would you seek out materials that are strong, that are resilient, that will stand the test of time and weather? Your body is this house. Every meal is a choice of material. What you ate yesterday has become the very fabric of your being today. Your cells, your blood, your energy, the very clarity of your thoughts, they are all constructed from the choices you made at the table. To see food not as a pleasure or a burden, but as the fundamental act of self-construction is the first and most critical shift in perspective. This is why we must move beyond the simple labels of good food and bad food. These are judgments of the mind. Instead, we must ask a different question. What is the function? What is the purpose of this nourishment? Is its purpose to provide stable, lasting energy? Is its purpose to cleanse and bring lightness? Is its purpose to bring clarity and focus to the mind? When you begin to ask about function, you move from the position of a passive consumer to an active participant in your own well-being. You become the master builder of your own temple. Before we can even speak of specific foods, this understanding must be established as your new foundation. Without it, any advice is merely more information, another list to be followed for a week or a month before the old habits return. The old structure will always reclaim itself if the blueprint in the mind is not redrawn. So the first step is not a step of the legs, but a step of the mind. It is a commitment to seeing every act of eating as an opportunity to build the self you wish to inhabit. It is a profound act of self-respect. When this respect is present, the right choices become effortless. They are no longer a matter of discipline, but a natural expression of this inner alignment. This journey is not about restriction, it is about awareness. It is not about taking things away, but about adding quality. When you begin to add materials of a higher quality, the lower quality materials naturally fall away. There is no longer space for them. There is no longer a desire for them. The body, once it tastes true nourishment, will not easily be fooled again. It learns to recognize what strengthens it and what weakens it. The challenge is that our minds are loud. The cravings, the habits, the marketing, the social pressures, they create a constant noise that drowns out the subtle wisdom of the body. The practice then is to quiet this noise, to create a space of stillness before each meal. to simply pause, to breathe, and to ask, what does my structure truly need in this moment? What is the function I am trying to fulfill? This simple pause is an act of power. It is the moment you take back control from the automatic, unconscious patterns and place it back into the hands of your conscious awareness. This is the inner foundation. Without it, your legs will stand on shifting sand. With it, you begin to build on solid rock. The strength you seek for your legs is not in a pill or a powder. It is in this simple, quiet, and profound shift of purpose. It is available to you at your very next meal. Earthly connection. Now, we can speak of the materials. If the first act is to establish the mindset of the builder, the second is to understand the nature of the materials themselves. The first type of nourishment your foundation desperately needs is that which provides stability, that which grounds you. These are the foods of the earth. Think of the plants that grow deep within the soil, in the quiet and the dark. Carrots, sweet potatoes, beets, parsnips. These are not flashy. They do not dazzle with brilliant colors on the outside. Their power is hidden. It is a dense, slow, and stable power drawn directly from the earth they inhabit. They must be strong and solid to push through the density of the soil. When we consume them, we are not just consuming vitamins and minerals. We are consuming this quality of stability. We are consuming the very energy of rootedness. In a world that pulls us in 1,000 different directions, a world of constant notifications and flickering screens that scatters our energy, this grounding quality is more valuable than any stimulant. It is the anchor in the storm of modern life. This category also includes whole, complex grains, brown rice, quinoa, oats. Think of a field of grain. It stands tall, but it is flexible. It bends with the wind, but does not break. It is deeply rooted in the soil from which it draws its sustenance. This is the kind of energy it provides, not a sharp, sudden spike that is soon followed by a crash, but a slow, sustained release of power. This is the energy you need to endure, to have stamina not just for a 1-hour workout, but for the entire day, for the entire week, for your entire life. This is the fuel of longevity. When your meal is centered around these grounding foods, your body feels it. There is a sense of being solid, of being present in your physical form. The nervous, anxious energy that so many people carry in their chest and their shoulders begins to dissipate. Why? Because the body has been given what it needs to feel secure. It is no longer in a state of alarm, running on empty or on fast, cheap fuel that mimics a state of emergency. It can finally relax, knowing that its core energy needs are being met in a stable and reliable way. The preparation of these foods is also an important part of the practice. To take something raw and hard from the earth and to slowly transform it with heat and with care is a meditative act. Roasting, steaming, making a thick, nourishing soup. These are slow processes. They require patience. They cannot be rushed. In this act of slow cooking, you are infusing the food with your own intention, your own presence. This is very different from tearing open a plastic package and putting it in a microwave. That is an act of pure convenience, devoid of connection. To chop a carrot, to feel its density and its coolness, to smell its earthy aroma, this is to build a relationship with your nourishment. You begin to understand it. You appreciate where it came from, the journey it took to reach your kitchen. This appreciation is a form of spiritual nourishment that feeds you even before you take the first bite. It settles the mind and prepares the body to receive what you are offering it. So the practice is twofold: to choose the foods that offer a connection to the earth and to prepare them with an awareness that deepens that connection. This does not mean you must spend hours in the kitchen every day. This is a matter of quality, not quantity of time. Even the simple act of preparing a bowl of oatmeal in the morning can be a moment of grounding practice. Instead of rushing, scrolling on your phone while the water boils, stand there. Be present with the process. Watch the grains soften and expand. In that moment, you are not just making breakfast. You are setting the energetic tone for your entire day. You are consciously choosing to start from a place of stability and calm. This is how you begin to repair the foundation, not by some grand gesture, but through the accumulation of small, conscious, daily acts. The strength in your legs is a direct reflection of the stability of your core. And that stability is built spoonful by spoonful with foods that connect you back to the unshakable strength of the earth itself. It is simple, it is profound, and it is the first material the wise builder reaches for when the structure begins to show its cracks. Choose to be grounded. Green vitality. Once the foundation is stable, the structure needs a different kind of quality. It needs life force. It needs energy that is dynamic, cleansing, and full of vitality. This is the role of the second type of nourishment. These are the foods that reach for the sun, the dark leafy greens, spinach, kale, chard, arugula, all the vibrant green life that grows upward, transforming sunlight into living energy. Look at their nature. They are flexible, they are light, and they are bursting with the very essence of life itself. Where the root vegetables provided a dense, stable anchor, these green foods provide a dynamic, flowing energy. They are like the breath for your internal systems. They cleanse, they purify, and they allow for smooth, unimpeded flow. Think of a river. If the river becomes clogged with heavy sediment and debris, its flow becomes sluggish, stagnant. Disease and decay set in, but when the river flows freely, it is vibrant, clean, and full of life. Your blood, your lymphatic system, your energy pathways, they are the rivers of your body. These green foods help to remove the obstructions. This concept of flow is crucial. True strength is not just about being solid and unmovable, that is rigidity. True strength requires adaptability, the ability to move with grace and power, to respond to challenges without becoming stiff and brittle. The energy from green, living foods provides this quality of suppleness. It nourishes the parts of you that need to be flexible, your joints, your connective tissues, your ability to recover quickly. Athletes understand this instinctively. They know that after a period of intense exertion, the body needs to be flooded with nutrients that will aid in repair and reduce inflammation. These green foods are the masters of that process. They are rich in the building blocks that allow your body to heal and regenerate, to come back stronger after being broken down. This is the cycle of growth, stress, and recovery. A structure that cannot recover cannot grow. It can only degrade. So many people feel sluggish, heavy, and tired not because they lack calories, but because their internal systems are overburdened. They are clogged with heavy, processed, and lifeless foods. The body is spending all of its precious energy simply trying to manage this toxic load with very little left over for vitality, for clear thinking, or for joyful movement. Introducing a large amount of fresh, green food into your diet is like opening the windows in a stuffy room and letting fresh air and sunlight pour in. Everything begins to function better. Digestion improves, the mind feels clearer, the body feels lighter. You are not just adding nutrients, you are actively displacing the things that were weighing you down. This lightness is not weakness, it is a powerful form of efficiency. The body is no longer wasting its energy fighting internal battles and can redirect that power towards the things you want to do in the world. Your capacity expands. The easiest way to incorporate this is to make it a non-negotiable part of at least 2 of your meals each day. A large salad with your main meal, a handful of spinach blended into a smoothie, steamed greens alongside your protein. The method is less important than the consistency. See it not as eating your vegetables, a chore from childhood, but as consciously breathing on a cellular level. You are infusing your body with vibrant, sun-filled life. You are assisting your body in its constant effort to maintain a state of clean, balanced, and flowing health. This directly impacts the health of your legs. Healthy blood flow is what carries oxygen and nutrients to your muscles. It is what removes metabolic waste after exertion. Without this efficient flow, your legs will feel heavy, they will cramp, and they will fail you when you need them most. The stability from the earthly connection gives you a solid base. The green vitality gives you the power to move from that base with energy and grace. They are not opposing forces, they are a necessary partnership. One without the other is incomplete. You need the anchor and you need the sail. This is the sail. It is the life force that will carry you forward. Mindful fuel. We have laid the foundation with the earthly connection. We have filled the structure with flowing life force through green vitality. But a house, no matter how well built, is empty without an inhabitant. A vehicle, no matter how powerful, is useless without a clear-minded driver. The final and most often missed category of nourishment is for the driver of the vehicle, the mind, the awareness itself. This is the food of clarity. This is the missing piece that connects the strength of the body to the intention of the spirit, the state of your mind, the quality of your thoughts, your ability to focus, to be present, to make wise decisions. This is directly and profoundly influenced by what you use to fuel it. The brain is not a mystical entity separate from the body. It is a physical organ with specific nutritional requirements. And when those requirements are not met, the result is brain fog, emotional volatility, poor memory, and a scattered mind. The first and most fundamental fuel for clarity is one most people overlook: pure, clean water. Our bodies, and our brains in particular, are largely composed of water. Even slight dehydration can have a dramatic impact on cognitive function. It is like trying to run a complex electrical system with insufficient voltage. The signals become weak and distorted. Thoughts become sluggish. Attention wanders. Before reaching for coffee or some other stimulant to wake up the mind, the first question should always be, am I properly hydrated? Most often the answer is no. Starting your day with a large glass of water and continuing to drink steadily throughout the day is not a minor health tip. It is a fundamental practice for maintaining a clear and capable mind. It cleanses the system and provides the essential medium through which all of our body's electrical and chemical communications take place. Without it, everything suffers. Beyond water, the mind thrives on high-quality fats, nuts, seeds, avocados. These are not heavy, congesting fats found in fried or processed foods. These are the intelligent fats, the building blocks for the brain itself. Think of a handful of walnuts or almonds. They are concentrated life force. A tiny seed holds the entire blueprint and the initial energy supply for a massive tree. This is the kind of dense, powerful, and intelligent energy they provide to us. These fats are essential for building healthy brain cells and for nourishing the protective sheath that surrounds our nerves, allowing for quick, clear communication between the brain and the body. When the mind is calm, focused, and clear, the entire system operates differently. Your movements become more precise. Your perception of effort changes. You are able to direct your physical energy with intention and skill rather than with brute force. This is the difference between a clumsy novice and an elegant master. The master has not only a strong body, but a quiet, focused mind that can direct that strength with total clarity. This is the ultimate connection we spoke of in the beginning. The strength in your legs is useless if the mind directing them is confused, distracted, or weak. You can have the most powerful legs in the world, but if the signal from the brain is scrambled, they will not obey, they will falter, they will fail. Nourishing the mind is the final and most crucial step in building unshakable strength. It means providing it with the foundational element of water and the high-quality building materials of good fats. It also means protecting it from the things that disrupt its clarity: excessive sugar, processed additives, and stimulants that create a cycle of artificial highs and crushing lows. The practice is one of simplification, to give the mind the simple, pure, and powerful fuel it needs to do its job, to be the calm, clear, and wise driver of the physical vehicle you have so carefully built. This is where the body and the spirit finally connect. The food becomes the bridge between the physical and the non-physical. You feed the body, and in turn, you sharpen the awareness that resides within it. You are no longer just a body that eats. You are a conscious awareness, skillfully nourishing its vessel. True nourishment is a trinity. You need the connection to the earth to build your stable foundation. You need the vitality of the sun to bring you flowing, adaptable life force. And you need the fuel of clarity to ensure the mind, the driver of the vessel, is calm, focused, and awake. It was never about just 3 foods. It was about these 3 essential qualities of energy. When you learn to see your meals through this lens, the question is no longer, what should I eat? But which part of myself am I choosing to build today? The power to forge an unbreakable body and a serene mind has been in your hands all along. It is in every choice you make. It is there, waiting for you on your plate.